So for today's video, we're going to be looking at an abandoned hotel on Mount Yumihari and Mount Yumihari Lookout Point. Both of these are very close together. They're in Sasebo, which is in Nagasaki Prefecture in Japan. So this is the entrance of the abandoned hotel, which is actually very close to a current hotel. I could not figure out what this hotel was named or any information about it. When I did some research online, it just came up as Abandoned Hotel on Mount Yumihari. So you do have to go behind some gates here, but there's a really long path that leads up to the hotel. And here you can see this is the entrance of the hotel. I was not able to get any closer than the perimeter of the hotel because there was lots of security. It looked like security sensors, no security cameras, but kind of like alarms. They were probably more likely just to ward people off from trying to go inside. But at this point in the year, you could barely even go inside because the entire hotel is covered with the webs from these giant spiders. They're called Johoro spiders. Excuse me. But they're the equivalent of like a black widow spider you would see in the continental United States. But these ones are huge and they're everywhere. The webs are enormous. So you'll see in just a little bit. I tried to get a close-up on some of these spiders, but they were everywhere. You really couldn't get close to any of the windows or anything. I thought it was interesting. I was curious on exactly how long this hotel had been abandoned for, because it still looked like it was in really good condition. I mean, even the parking lot still looked paved. Here I was trying to get a close-up on one of the Johoro spiders, but I don't even think you can see it here, maybe in a different clip. And these spiders, they're, like I said, absolutely huge, and they're striped with black and yellow with red on them as well, so they even look terrifying. Here you go, you can get a little bit of a better look on one of those. So this hotel pretty much looks like it really hasn't been touched since it closed. Like I said earlier, it's actually very close by to another hotel, which is just around the corner from this one. So it's completely possible that they decided to, instead of expand upon this property, they just built another hotel that actually has a better view since it's on the top of Mount Yumihari. The other hotel has a view of all of Sasebo and the 99 islands in the area. Oh, see, another one of the spiders. They were everywhere, even walking up the pathway towards the hotel. I had to make sure on several occasions not to run into one of the webs because you could barely see them. And that's about it for the abandoned hotel. I wish I was able to get closer, but like I said, there was lots of security sensors and it said it was secured by whatever company. Didn't want to take any chances. And there's one of the spiders, along with the big one is the female one. You can see one of the smaller ones, that was the male one. And this is looking back out towards the street. Honestly, it looks like there's still like electricity, or I don't know why there's a telephone wire going back there. And then you can see towards the left is the old hotel, and the right is the new hotel. And here is the lookout, one of the lookout points for the Mount Yumihari Lookout Point Park. I actually went on a really good day because it was actually starting to rain, so there was nobody there, which was really nice. I was able to take a lot of video without people in the way. This is the map of the area of Sasebo area. You are here, which is the top of Mount Yumihari. And you can see the region is actually famous for this thing called the 99 Islands, which is just a bunch of little islands in the area. and one of the islands is actually considered the westernmost part of Japan. This lookout area is really nice. They keep it really clean. There's bathroom, there's buses that even go directly up here, so you don't have to hike up here, because it's about an hour-and-a-half hike from the absolute bottom. And look, something you don't see every day. It's a payphone, which is still very common in Japan. And here's another map of the region. Just different points of interest. This was an active area, I believe, during World War II, and you'll see some more evidence of that a little bit later on. Took some video clips of that as well. And here we're looking over towards the main lookout point. They have that one, if you can see off to the left, it was the main area that you can do a lookout. And then there's like the one we saw earlier, which is kind of like a bridge that goes out, which has the best view, I think. And I wish my Japanese skill was better so that I was able to translate any of this, but if anyone's watching who can translate it, that'll be great. Please comment or let me know. I can add it to the video. And we're just briefly looking down here because there were some people passing by. I didn't want to videotape them considering there was almost nobody there. I think it would be kind of awkward to just start filming random people. Again, some more signs about the area. That's one of the main lookout point, and then we're going over to the one that actually stretches out over the mountain. This is really common. You can see just in Japan in general is the carving into that really nice rock, and then they paint in with like a gold paint. It looks really pretty. At this point it actually started to rain, so sorry if the camera ducks down at all. I was just trying to not let my phone die here. It was so nice that nobody was here, because the last time I was here was actually over Golden Week, which is one of the big holidays in Japan that is over the first week, I believe, of May, and this place was packed. It's so nice this time to just be able to explore the area with nobody there. This here is the lookout for Mount Yumihari towards the 99 islands. You can see it's just bunches of little islands, which I would love to go out and explore. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. And just some descriptions of what you can see here. Again, apologies for not being able to let you know exactly what it is, since I do not speak very good Japanese and cannot read it well either. You can see the left, that's all Sasudo, the main area, and if you look down there, almost towards the right side, that's where the US Navy base is. And here is the main lookout area, which is actually really nicely done. with a similar view as the other lookout that I just showed you, but from a different vantage point. So you can see it's basically a southwest view. To give you reference, it's towards China versus towards Korea, which is a little more west. And in Sasebo, you're looking more of the south way. Let's see, so I have some information about the Navy base that's there. And actually a lot of the signs had English as well, which I thought was really nice. There is a lot of, obviously Americans in the area, but people who don't speak Japanese, which is actually really different from what you find anywhere in Japan. I even found one time I went to Tokyo or even Fukuoka, there's significantly less people who are American or speak English versus here. There's so many. And there's a close-up of the Navy base area. And that's the downtown Sasebo area. A little information on kind of the stuff that you'll see coming up. You can pause it and read it if you want, but this was just some of the stuff that they used for batteries, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. Oh, hey, look, another spire. But it was an active area, like I said earlier, for World War II. You can tell this area is really well taken care of. There's tons of benches, there's lunch benches. Really well taken care of railing, and even like this is a wheelchair ramp, which is something you don't usually see too much. I wish I had some more information on exactly what this area was. I know it said there was, like, I believe a battery, storage for batteries or something. I don't know. I'm not very well versed in my World War II and military history, so I'm not exactly sure what some of this is. But if someone can contribute any knowledge below, please do so. Neat looking lookout area. I love how they still have all the old steps into. It's so interesting to see the contrast of, oh, the well manicured path and then the really old structures. It's really nice. And you may see me duck down several times because there were lots of those giant spider webs in this area. They were everywhere, and the light was not reflecting well off the webs, so yeah, you can see just up there too. This doesn't even look like it's in the same place. It's crazy. So if you look a little bit in the background there, kind of off to the left, you'll see there's another one of those storage type areas, but there was no way I was getting over there because there were like hundreds of spider webs with those lovely Johoro spiders that I wasn't going to get near. Didn't feel like getting bitten today. This actually just goes back down towards the parking lot area. So another way to go up. You can see there's even benches down there. So after I realized that, I was like, okay, time to go back. It was really nice. They even have like the descriptions for the trees and everything. That was pretty much it for the lookout point. This is kind of just the view going back down. If you do want to do this hike, it is basically walking on the side of the road for about an hour and a half, but it's not too much of an issue. There isn't a sidewalk. There are some storm drains you can walk on, but the time of year that I was walking around this area, they were actually covered with leaves since it's fall. But as you can see, the trucks and the cars will go around you because there's not a whole ton of traffic. You still have to be really careful though. Make sure you're walking on the correct side of the road. And as I was walking down, I see this giant statue. And I thought it was really interesting, so I kind of scoped the area and saw that you were actually able to go down there. It's right past this sign over here. And it's just this little pathway, and I believe it's some type of, oh, please correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a shrine. I'm not exactly sure what they call these little areas where you can leave gifts for those who have passed, or for some type of, I'm not even going to try to describe it anymore because I'm not entirely sure what they are really called. But it was a really great area. I'm so surprised they have this giant statue, something I haven't seen in Japan before, but it's really pretty. Again, if anyone can share some more information about this type of stuff, please do so below. This was actually another abandoned structure that was on the way to Mount Yumihari. I wish I could get a better look because it actually looks like people have gone inside recently and left stuff, or I don't even know. But again, it is absolutely covered with those giant spider webs and those lovely spiders that I do not want to encounter right now. I tried to get as close as I could until I realized that I was right next to one of those giant webs, and the spider was right above me, so kind of figured it wasn't gonna work out. And this is one of the views. It's about, I want to say, 3/4 of the way down. And that smoke is not the house on fire. They just had a fire going next to it. But I guess it's actually really common to clear out areas of like farmland and stuff. Oh look, a little bit closer look at the of the base. But it's actually really common to clear out parts of your land with the fire. Kind of like a controlled fire. So that's about almost all the way down. I want to say about a third up, not even. And view Sasako, and found this little car park. This is pretty much at the bottom. So you can see all of Sasako. It's a really great view.